Hey, it's Briggs here on Saturday, August 19th with the Big Dogs Morning Show, man. And we have a ton of action across football, baseball. It's a good day to bet sports, man. And I got the best group of guys to help me make some money, help us make some money on this Saturday. Hey, a lot of action going on, man. 11 NFL preseason football games, a full schedule of Major League Baseball. Man, let's go ahead and hop right in, man. Let's make some money today. We're leading off strong here with Big Al McMorty, the GOAT, one of the best in the industry ever, man. What's up, Big Al McMorty? How you doing?
Doing well. Just glad football's here. Had a nice winner last night on the Bengals, so off to a 2-0 start in the preseason. How's it going for you so far, Jay?
Ended my streak. I was 6-0 on my play of the days in the NFL preseason. I had the Falcons yesterday, so I was on the opposite side of you yesterday in that one.
Well, I'd rather be 6-1 than 2-0, so no, no worries there.
Yeah, that's all good. We'll get back on track today on that play of the day. It was a fairly interesting game. Me and Ron were texting. I felt like the same thing he felt like. The Falcons had plenty of opportunities to put that game away, and they just could not do it. The Bengals hung around and ultimately ended in a tie. So the Bengals, I guess job well done.
Yeah.
We
Well,
got we got a ton of action today. We got 11 NFL preseason games and a ton of baseball. What you looking at free pick wise for the game?
I'm going to take a look at the Dolphins game versus the Texans. Last week, the Dolphins they scored just 3 points. They lost 19-3. Houston also played a low-scoring game. They beat New England 20-9. So the knee-jerk reaction, Jay, people might look for another low-scoring game here, but I like the over 39 and a half as week two preseason matchups between teams whose games in week one totaled less than 34 points. Those games have then gone over the total 72% going back to 2006. And also teams like Miami that scored less than 7 points in their first preseason game, they've tended to bounce back with much higher scoring games in week two of the preseason. They've gone over the total 61%. So I'm going to look for this game to be relatively high scoring, and we're going to take it over the total of 39 and a half.
Big Al taking an over Dolphins Texans here. Okay, higher scoring game. I didn't really look at the total for this one. I'm gonna be honest. When I look at this game, I see a Miami team that under Mike McDaniel hasn't taken the preseason all that seriously. Um, but I do like Skylar Thompson. Um, And I can see some better offense from this team this week than what they portrayed last week. Mike White's not terrible. It's just I don't know. It's total wise, this is a weird game for me. I think the Texans offensively look much better. I think because they actually put their best product out there trying to improve for the regular season. So I guess I could get there with an over in this game. The Dolphins got to do better than what they did last week, and
They can't do worse.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. 3 o'clock start time for me here. Um, Dolphins, Texans, over for Big Al. I seen that you have your game of the year in the preseason today. What else you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
Yeah, this is always my favorite day of the preseason, the Saturday of the second week. I've got my preseason game of the year. I've also got a triple pack, so four NFL plays overall today.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll go to 6-0 as you did with your first six picks. And then I've got one play in baseball posted right now. So five plays overall, four in football and one in baseball. We're 11-6 our last 17. So hopefully keep it going today.
Trying to keep it rolling, trying to keep it rolling. Big Al, hop on. It's the best time with baseball coming down the stretch, football right on the horizon, college football. I feel like it'll be here tomorrow, low key. It's right here. A lot going on at Pick Dogs, man. Hop on with Big Al.
Yeah. Good luck, Jay.
I appreciate you joining me today, Big Al, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah. Be back tomorrow. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Al McMorty joining me today, talking some preseason football. Um, I always love having Big Al with me. Next up. I'm gonna bring in another guy I love talking with, man. We're gonna talk some baseball now. We'll bring in Hot Rod, Mr. Zawacki. What's up, Rod? How you doing?
Doing good on this Saturday morning. Excited, lots of sports action today. As you said, we got some baseball, we got some football, some CFL football, a little bit of WNBA as well. So excited, packed card of action today. Big outset,
Yep.
great Saturday of sports. It's the start of what's coming ahead, and I love it. It's that time of year where we sleep. We get some more of that later.
Right. I was telling my girlfriend it's about that time where I got to get my schedule together for these weekends. Where college football, huge Saturday, Sunday around the corner. I got to switch my sleep schedule around. Like,
Yeah, so it's time to get back into that winter sleep schedule where we don't sleep a whole lot.
yep. A lot going on today. Like I said, I see you're talking some baseball with me. Going to the Diamond. What you got going on?
Yeah, we're heading to the Diamond. We're going to take on this Toronto Blue Jays game and the Cincinnati Reds. Looking at game two in this matchup here. And on the mound for the Reds in this one is Brandon Williamson gets the start. He's 3-2 with a 2 ERA over his last five. Been pitching pretty good. And you look at the other side of the mound, Chris Bassett gets the start for the Blue Jays. He's 2-3 with a 2.2 ERA over his last five. Goes about 6 innings. But the big news here, of course, is the Blue Jays getting Bo Bichette back into the lineup, and that should give the Blue Jays a little bit of a boost as offensively. But we're still going to you look at the bullpen. Both teams' bullpen's been solid over the last 10 games. Jays bullpen sub 2 ERA. Reds 3.16 over the last 10. So the bullpens have been pretty good, both sides. And then you look offensively, Reds, they've been definitely hitting right-handed pitchers better. 266, which equates to about 5.3 per 9 innings. And then the Jays on the other side of things versus the left-handed pitcher batting 250, which equates to about 2.3 runs per 9 inning. Jays, with these 3-7 in the last 10 to the under. Reds 2-8 to the under in their last 10. I know with Bo Bichette back in the lineup, you figure you might see a whole pile of offense. I think it takes a little bit before they get equated to him out and being back in the lineup. And we're going to go with the under in this one. You look at the Reds, 11 straight unders at home, and the Jays second top team in hitting under. 68-49 this year to the under have been the Jays. Surprisingly, with all that offense, you would figure they'd see some more runs, but they've definitely hit more unders. So take the under, Jays, Reds. I think the Jays in this one as well.
Okay. Lower scoring game for Rod here between the Jays and the Reds. This was an interesting game yesterday. As you know, the Cincinnati Reds came through and got that one done. Lower scoring, so I could see it definitely, kind of continuing to the trend today. Blue Jays, like you said, might take some time for Bichette to get back in form. When I look at this game, Rod, because the Jays are like my second team. I like rocking with the Jays, but I'm with you in this under. Williamson's back-to-back games have looked nice. Only giving up a run each. It should be a lower scoring game. I'm gonna lean with you to Toronto as well. Toronto's still in the thick of things, still in the hunt over there in the American League. I need one of them American League teams to get the Rays out of there, so I can sound like a chicken.
You're right. You need one of them American teams to pick it up.
Yeah, but the Rays, I don't know. Look, they might squeak by in that last spot. We'll see. They're playing decently right now, better than I thought they would. So we'll see. But in this one, I'm agree with you on this one. I'm a roll under. Chris Bassett has been solid all year. Brandon Williamson should be solid in this spot. It was a low scoring game yesterday, so under for Mr. Zawacki, Toronto, Cincinnati. What you got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium today? It's a lot going on.
A lot going on over Pick Dogs Premium. I got my 10-star play of the day. That's in the MLB. We've got 3 straight on that. Looking to get back on the winning track with it so I can scoop it up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Or it's I got a Saturday sack attack 3-pack in today's NFL preseason games. Love 3 plays there. You can scoop that 3-pack up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Or hey, you want to pair me up with any one of the other handicappers you see on the show? You got 2 for 1, 3 for 1, 4 for 1 going over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that premium picks tab. Click it, and you'll see 2 for 1 deal. Scoop it up. Great day to 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads always better than 1. So double board with all your favorite cappers.
Hop on with Rod Zawacki over at Pick Dogs Premium. You got a bonus play for me today?
Of course, I got a bonus play for you. Quick look at the CFL. We got the Alouettes taking on the Red Blacks, and in this one, we're going to go with the Alouettes in this one and the under, because both teams love to run the ball in this one. And Alouettes, their last 3 games, they've just been rushing machines, and they're going against the best rush defense in the CFL here against the Red Blacks. So I like the under in this one, and I think Montreal ekes it out. 7-1 ATS their last 8 in Ottawa. Well, the Red Blacks 0-5 ATS their last 5 versus Eastern teams. So go with the Alouettes and the under in that one. And then the other one in a quick little WNBA play, the Aces taking on the Los Angeles Sparks in this one. And you know what we seen yesterday? I had the Liberty figuring they'd be a little bit tired after the Commissioner's Cup and all the action they played. But no, Liberty came out and rolled in that one. So you know what? We're going to take the Aces to do the same. The Aces come out and roll the Los Angeles Sparks and their winning streak there in that one. A little bit too public heavy on the Sparks here in this one. The Aces roll at home. Take the Aces. Lay the points.
Yeah, Sparks have been playing well, but I mean, it's hard not to want to take Vegas. They've been the best team in the WNBA for quite some time. Already got an L out of their system recently. This should be a spot where they just roll a team that they're just much better than. So I kind of agree with you there, taking the Aces in Las Vegas in that one.
Yep, definitely.
Hot Rod, man, bringing us the under in the Cincinnati Blue Jays and then 2 bonus plays, CFL and WNBA. Hot Rod, man, I appreciate you joining me today, my man.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jay. Good luck with all your bets, WA, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will see you tomorrow. Hot Rod there, man. He always got some bonus plays for us, man. You got to love the bonus plays from Rod. That's fire right there. Next up, man, bringing in another guy that's been doing really well recently, Mr. David Racy, a writer over at Pick Dogs. What's up, David? How you doing?
I'm good, Jay, but my undefeated NFL preseason streak came to an end yesterday.
You lost 1 or 2 yesterday.
I lost 1. I had the Giants minus the 3, and I was at a wedding last night for one of my friends, so I couldn't watch it. I was checking the score, and at halftime I saw 21-3, and I'm like, all right, sweet, And then you get caught up in the wedding stuff, and then I check my phone like an hour and a half later, and it's 21-19 with 2 minutes left. I'm like, oh, please give me a defensive score here or something. But I couldn't get that lucky. But it's all right. We're 8-1 so far, and have another big day today, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Still killing it on top of the leaderboards in the preseason. I'm sure you'll bounce back today. There's a ton of games over there in the NFL preseason, 11. So I'll ask you in a second how many you got going on. I'm pretty sure you got it going on NFL preseason. But we're going to the Diamond here, free pick wise. Talking some baseball. What you looking at on the board today?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Cubs Royals in this one. Yesterday, the Royals snuck out game 1 of the series, 4-3. And this Cubs team, they're battling in the NL Central, and they're fighting with the Brewers and the Reds. Chicago can't afford to lose too many of these games against teams like the Royals. As right now they are 3rd in that NL Central. I think Chicago, they're a solid team. I think they're overachievers a little bit, but they've been solid this year. And I like that fight they're putting up. They're 33-30 at home this year, while Kansas City is awful on the road, going only 18-44. While the Cubs have struggled lately, 4-5 in their last 9, and the offense has cooled off a little bit. Kansas City is even worse. They're 4-9 in their last 13. They have the second worst record in baseball. So I'm going to take the Cubs minus the 1.5 in this one. And I just like the starting pitching matchup for the Cubs here. Chicago's going with Justin Steele. He's been really solid for them this year, allowing 3 earned runs or fewer in 11 consecutive starts, which is not easy to do. Like I said, the Cubs offense has cooled off a little bit lately, but they have still been very good this year, and they're top 10 in runs scored and batting average. They're facing Brady Singer of the Royals, who has actually been pretty sharp lately, but I do not trust Singer here. And I'm going to take that the Cubs lineup to get to him and take them minus the 1.5.
David taking the Cubs in this spot today. So I didn't have a premium play on this game yesterday, but on the morning show with Chris and Mitch, I was kind of thinking on the same lines you were thinking in this one. Like the Cubs still in the thick of things in that wild card race over there in the NL. They needed a win. And this should be a series where they look for a sweep against an inferior opponent. But the Royals, man, since like the trade deadline, man, the Royals been playing some really good baseball. Singer is arguably their best option on the mound, but I'm not mad at you for looking at Chicago with Steele on the mound because he's just gotten it done in the win column all season long. Even as when you look at his last 5, when he's on the mound, the Cubs just like to back him up, even if he struggles. So I'm with you, man. There should be a spot for the Cubs to stack another one on the Royals. I'm not playing it today because they had me sad yesterday, but I definitely understand you taking a shot here with Chicago.
Yeah, and you're right. The Royals have played really solid since the All-Star break, and I love Bobby Witt Jr. He's been killing it this whole
Yep.
season, really. And it just kind of stinks he's on a team like the Royals because he doesn't really get showcased like normal. If he was on one of the bigger or better teams, I guess you'd hear all about this guy because he has been fantastic. But you're right, Steele. I mean, the Cubs have won his last 5 straight starts and 10 of his last 11 starts. So, yeah, the Cubs get him run support. Just in his last 4 starts, the Cubs have scored 41 runs. So, whatever it is about Steele being on the mound, the Cubs like to hit the ball. So, yeah, it is. I didn't have a premium on the Cubs yesterday. I thought the same thing, and they had me sad as well. But I think they bounce back here with a better performance. And I mean, yesterday they lost, but they still had 10 hits. They had base runners. It's not like they were just like completely awful. So I think they bounce back here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Bounce back for the Cubs here for David Racy against the Kansas City Royals. What you got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium, man? Bounce back NFL preseason. I know it's coming. What you got for us?
Yeah, I got a big day over at Pick Dogs Premium. I have my MLB 5-pack. And then I have an NFL 3-pack and an NFL afternoon premium play. So 4 NFL plays in total. The afternoon play is the early game, so make sure you head on over to Pick Dogs Premium. Don't miss out. Like I said, yesterday was a tough loss, first loss of the NFL preseason, but 8-1, not too bad. And we're going to bounce back here today with a strong day. So I'm excited. We're getting close. We're 1 week away from meaningful football, some college football action, some week 0, even if it's, I know it's not the best matchups, but I will take anything at this point. And we're getting real close to having our Saturdays and Sundays full of football, which is nothing better than that.
Nothing better than that. Like I said, I was telling Rod a second ago, I got to get my sleep schedule back right for the weekend.
Exactly, you do, and I have 2 little ones, so sometimes I take advantage when they take a nap, I take a nap, but in football season, you can't do that. There's no naps allowed, so I got to figure something out. But no, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great season it shall. I appreciate you joining me today, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Good luck today, Jay.
You too, you too, you too. David Racy joining me today. I see somebody in the comments asking Sterling or O'Malley. So, Mills was on with Tony T earlier in the week, and he took O'Malley. I think when he took him, it was plus 200. I'm on O'Malley as well. I like O'Malley as a person, and I think he can compete in this one. I think he's criminally underrated, has always been underrated, and I'm gonna roll with my MMA guy in this one. I'm taking O'Malley and getting twice my money there. I think it's a great place to be. All right. Next up. Continuing down the list, I'm finna bring in Brian Bittler. What's up, Brian?
How's it going, Jake? Glad to be with you on the weekend as always, and hopefully we can get some winners here today on this loaded card.
We got a ton of action going on today, Brian. Football, baseball, it's in the air. Like it's almost that time of year where it's money-making time.
Yeah, I look forward to next week in college football. I know it's only week 0, but there's always games that entice me in week 0, and hopefully, don't go overboard because it's only week 0. But
Right.
I'm definitely excited to get into the college football routine.
Yes, sir. Looks like we're talking some NFL preseason here in this one. I ain't gonna lie, you had a pretty bold take last week.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried now that he's relegated to the backup position, but I feel like he might not win the MVP award, but I think he's going to be the starting quarterback by the end of the year for the 49ers. We'll see how that goes.
Going to another team that, I'm interested to see what you got for me here with the Rams and the the
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, this is the second week in a row that I'm going to ride here with the LA Rams, but it's just a huge Saturday in preseason, jam-packed with value, and this is one of those games. Rams really got embarrassed at home to the Chargers last week. I think they get redemption here tonight. We're not going to see the Rams get many chances to win games, and unlike in past years, I think these preseason games mean something to the Rams, and the coaching staff wants to win them for team confidence. Probably not going to see Stafford here, but we have a lot of competition down the ticket. Stetson Bennett looked impressive last week. Should get a big dose of him tonight. I think Brett Rippon really needs to come through with a big game if he wants to stick on that roster. Raiders looked about as good as a team can look in the preseason. I think that's going to entice bettors to go heavy on Las Vegas here today, which gives us a nice number with the home team. Raiders 3-7 last 10 at home, and they have 1-4, I believe, last 5 on a Saturday. I'm going to take LA Rams at home plus the points.
Brian on the Rams. I'm gonna be honest. I had the Rams last week. They got me.
Yeah, they stuck it to me.
Yeah, they got me last week, and I told myself not again because Sean McVay, historically in the preseason, he doesn't care, and I don't care what he says now. I don't care what he says now. I just won't fall for it. I won't fall for it. So they're gonna have to show me before I'll bet on them ever again under Sean McVay in the preseason. I will say this, Brian. It's
you
not
know
just
I'm stubborn.
here.
So
Yeah, I know you're stubborn, but the Raiders, they were money in the preseason last year, looked good last week. They might be trying to bait us in. They baited me. I'm gonna be honest, they baited me. I'm on the Raiders.
Could they look any better than they looked last week? Yeah,
no,
they looked like a Super Bowl team last week. But
you are right. So, and expecting the Raiders to look like that in back-to-back weeks is pretty dangerous. So, you might be on to something. We'll see how this one pans out today.
Well, sure. Should be interesting.
Should be a good game. What you got for sale today over at Pick Dogs Premium? You've been putting up some good numbers I saw over the last month, week, and looks like day as well.
Yesterday, a strong day at 2-1, but my titanium did go down. That's always my best bet. You can get my titanium best bet today, sure to bounce back. 10-6 over the last 16. 202, 161-1, last 364 for a 56% hit rate on that $15 best bet. So make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com, get the MLB titanium play. I have 3 premium plays in total, 2 NFL, 1 Major League Baseball. You can get in the Super Sharp Saturday 3-pack for $50. And remember, today's a good day to get in on that college football, NFL combined pass. Mine is just $8.99. Use code PICK at checkout, get 15% off. Last year, 56% winners in the NFL for the season and 57.48% in college football. So definitely want to take advantage of that, and also the 2-for-1 capper specials.
Yes, sir. Brian Bittler, man, on the show today. Hop on with Brian B over at Pick Dogs Premium. I see you're on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel now posting your Take It to the Bank play of the day as well.
Yeah, make sure you guys check it out every day. The Take It to the Bank play posted daily. Try to get the best free winner out there every single day. So make sure you guys tune in and hit the like button. It really helps me out a ton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brian B, man, I appreciate you joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow, my guy.
I'll say, hey, don't forget to back that the Seattle Seahawks tonight. I gotta pick a little stick to you as I go out the door. I think the Cowboys are gonna get railroaded tonight late, but
We shall see, Brian. Hey, we got a whole year of me poking you and you poking me about those boys.
yeah, I won't be up when that game goes off. When it finally gets final, so I won't get to text you. But maybe tomorrow morning, one of us will be making fun of the other. So we'll see how it goes.
Sure enough. Sure enough. See you tomorrow, Brian.
Have a good day, Jay.
You too. You too. Brian Bittler joining me today, man. I told you I got an all-star cast today. A lot of folks, a lot of winners, hopefully, man, on this huge card Saturday. I'm just basically halfway through, and I still got an all-star cast in the second half. So let me go ahead and bring in my next guest, Mr. Wayne Scott. Continuing to talk some NFL preseason football with Wayne. What's up, Wayne? How you doing?
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Pig Dog family? Smash that like button and keep dropping them bangers in the comments. I'm gonna hop in there right after I give my pick for y'all. So keep communicating out there and let's cash today.
Let's cash today. What's up, my man? What you looking at for the folks today?
I'm going to the preseason and a game I actually love. It didn't make the premium, but I love the value that we're getting in this one. But between the Bills and the Steelers, Bills, they got a veteran-led team. I think the Bills' main focus in this one is to get out of this preseason and stay healthy. As far as the guys that they have playing, the twos and threes, I just didn't love what the Bills did this offseason or in the draft. I don't think they got worse, but I don't think they made a lot of moves to get to get much better either. That one of them teams has been right at the brink of things in the playoffs, so they're a few pieces away. But I'm not sure if they made the right moves in them pieces. It's to be determined. On the other side of things, it's a Steelers team, a very young team, and I want to give a quick shout out to Mike Tomlinson. Great coach, and it's always a struggle to rebuild, but I think he's done a great job getting the guys that he's need. I'm loving this young core on both sides of the ball. I believe this defense is very underrated. Although they're young, I believe they're very underrated. We're getting them here as a mild dog. I do think that they'll come out here playing a lot stronger than the Bills. I like what I've seen out of them in Tampa Bay. On the other side of things, Bills 1-0, and they got their win over the Colts, 23-19. Skimmed that win, but like I said, it doesn't look like they're just trying to get into the season healthy, and they don't want no big injuries from their ones. So I like the Steelers here, man. I'm going to go with the Steelers money line, even money here. I love the quarterback battle between Trubisky and Rudolph. I do think the backups for them are a little bit better than the Bills. I'm not a big fan of Barkley, although he had a good game. You got a guy like Quan Alexander leading the second unit for the Steelers. Injury prone, but he was a number one pick from LSU, and he's a fire linebacker. I loved him for Tampa Bay. I look for him to lead the second unit of this defense and make it very tough for the Bills today. On the other side of that, offensive wise, this young team for the Steelers, man, they look very sharp. That 27 points they put up was no fluke against Tampa Bay, and I just love them in this spot. So I'm gonna ride with the Steelers, even money for them to go ahead and get this win over the Bills in this preseason game.
I'm with you on this one. I'm on the Steelers in this one as well. I understand this line though. These are McDermott, the coach for the Bills, and Tomlin, the coach of the Steelers. They both have had some preseason success the last few seasons. So it's kind of a pick your poison, but I think you made a few good points on this game. I think the Steelers are going to play Steelers football regardless, which I think is, control the line of scrimmage, great defense, and offense is going to do enough to win us the football game. I don't think that's going to change. I also like the quarterback room, like you said. Kenny Pickett might play a drive or two to a quarter. Then we're going to get Trubisky and Rudolph. Now, starting quarterback regular season, I don't want those two guys. But preseason action, preseason action going up against twos and threes, oh, they're perfect for that situation. So, on the other side, I mean, Kyle Allen and Barkley, they're kind of in that same mold, but I would give the edge to Pittsburgh. I'm with you. I just think the Steelers approach this game a little more seriously than Buffalo, and I think Pittsburgh wins this game as well. So getting them, at even money, I think it's going to be the best game of the day. Definitely going to be watching it. Might as well have a few bucks on the Steelers.
Yes, sir. A lot more younger talent on that still, and I believe Mike Thomas let these guys play a little longer and let them get after them because this younger team right here, you want to go ahead and see what you got early. I feel like the Bills know what they have, and their job in here is just to stay healthy. While Mike Thomas, he knows what he has, but at the same time, with these guys being younger, he's just getting them more acclimated to the playbook.
Fair enough. Wayne taking the Steelers straight up on the money line versus the Buffalo Bills in preseason action. I respect it. What you got going on today over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Trying to get y'all a winning day and me a winning day after going 2-3 yesterday. I smashed my play in the day, looking to hit my fifth straight. Had the Rockies yesterday. I lost my preseason game, so I only got one today. Yesterday losing the under by 1 point. I got to get used to that. It's NFL time. Them 1 point and half a point losses. You think they happen a lot in basketball, but they happen plentiful in football. So got to watch these lines and try to get on them at the best time. But besides that, I got my best bet in MLB. I absolutely love that play. Great value play. And I have a 3-pack for you guys, multi-sport. It does have that one preseason game that I'm betting on today, paired in with 2 baseball games. So both of those bets right there. If you're going for the 2-for-1 handicap special, my guy Mills ain't on this show, but he has been killing it, absolutely killing it with the fights. And it's a big MMA card, so you can pair me up with my guy or whoever else you see on this, and let's cash and get right this weekend.
Yes, sir. Any UFC? You looking at that O'Malley fight?
Nah, but if I stayed away, I lean O'Malley, and that's just because of the number. It's an even fight. I like Sterling. He's
that's how I kind of feel
very slick fighter, and O'Malley, man, he definitely gained my respect over the years. Some nice fights. I've definitely viewed him a few times, but yeah, it's a close fight. You might as well take O'Malley with the as the huge dog, as you mentioned, and Mills mentioned as well.
Fair enough. You've been killing it in Major League Baseball, still number 1 over at Pick Dogs, man. Hop on with my guy Wayne Scott. Like he said, he got baseball and some NFL. I mean, and some baseball and NFL going on today. I can't even talk, man. Sheesh. Going on today. Anything else on the top of your head before I let you go?
I wanted to give out a extra baseball, but I see one of the guys is on the other side, and they're gonna give that out today. But I'll give it out anyways, man. I love the Orioles run line. I know they're at home. I know they're going against the A's, and but the Orioles has just been smacking it lately, and I love that play today. It's not a premium, but it's definitely a bet that I'll be betting on and throwing in my parlays today. So I'm still riding with this Orioles team. I know my boy JB trying to rag on them, but hey, man, I just love their batting lineup, man. Saunders and Adley, I can name that whole lineup. I just love watching these guys night in and night out. I love the way they play together too. So I just love what the Orioles got going on right now. So I think this is an easy one for them today.
Fair enough. I be hating on them boys a little bit. I'll be honest. I personally, I gotta watch my words because Eric on later. I personally believe for the regular season, yeah, they're a great team, but I don't know, man. I'm not sold on their starting rotation when it comes to postseason time. So We'll see. We'll see. I think they're a great story this year, but I think the O's are still maybe a year or two away from a World Series win. Is my thinking.
I don't love their pitchers, but they've been playing better than their name holds the weight. They've been
They
playing
have
a
definitely,
lot better than people have given them credit for. And that
definitely.
really doesn't matter when they can bat as good as they can. So it's like anytime they have a bad pitcher up and we get a great line and people are saying it, they just come out and get 8, 9 runs. So it really doesn't even matter, man, with the way this
True.
team is swinging.
True. We shall see if the O's can maintain and do something they haven't done in a very long time, and that's make it to and win a World Series. So I'm gonna ask Eric how he feel about that in a little bit. I appreciate you joining me, Wayne. Hopefully, I see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll be on here tomorrow. Y'all take care, Pick Dog fam, and let's cash out today.
Yes, sir. Wayne Scott joining me today. I always appreciate him. Like I said, absolutely tearing it up over at Pick Dogs Premium. Next up, man, I'm gonna bring in one of my guys, man, part of the trio on the Pick Dogs Morning Show. My guy Chris Ruffolo. What's up, Chris? How you doing today?
Jay, I'm doing well. Unfortunately, yeah, the Giants sold on me yesterday in that NFL preseason. But hey, it's all right. You know what? We got a new day. Lots of preseason NFL football. I'm excited for it. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I had a winning day yesterday, but both my top plays lost. It was one of those days where it's just like, come on, man. I had my Rangers. Ew, the bullpen just ew. Um, Fell apart yesterday. It was still a great game. They just offense showed up. It was kind of how I thought. I just didn't. Heaney, first of all.
Yeah,
Heaney, first
you convinced me with Andrew Heaney that anytime I see him on the mound, no matter how well the Rangers are playing, I got to kind of give it some side. I got to give it
gotta give it a
another
side
look.
eye, man. You got to, man. And this is what he do to me, Chris. He pitches well for like 2, 3 games. He gets me back on board, and then I forget, and then he rears his head, kind of like he did yesterday. And our bullpen didn't save him. Offense tried to, but hey, they're not gonna win them all. They sure do try to. And I'm back on my boys today, so we'll see.
Yeah, I tell you, it's like a bad habit. You can't shake them, no matter how hard you try. Uh, it's always good. You're always going to have sort of that attachment to them.
Yes, sir. I see we're staying talking baseball for your free pick today. What we looking at on the card?
Well, today, you know what? I'm actually going to go to the NFL, the preseason here, and I'm looking at this game. The Packers and Patriots, two teams that had completely different starts to their preseasons. The Patriots losing to the Houston Texans, the Green Bay Packers beating up on the Cincinnati Bengals. But the thing for me in this one is I think it's important not to overreact to certain things in the preseason, and I think this is one of those games where it's just you got to take it at face value. The New England Patriots, they did not look great in that game. Malik Cunningham, I was impressed with how he played, but the Patriots as a whole just did not play well. They only scored 9 points in that game, and you have to think that Bill Belichick probably drilled it into the Patriots' heads in practice throughout the week that they have to be better. We talk on the morning show about that do-your-job mentality for the New England Patriots, and let's face it, a lot of guys didn't do their job in week one. But again, it's time for stuff to be wrinkled out. And while we will probably see more starter action for the Green Bay Packers here, we'll probably see a little bit more Jordan Love, I think we're still going to see a healthy dose of Sean Clifford. And that's not necessarily a good thing. We know what Sean Clifford is, from his time at Penn State. This guy that's not really worth backing. I'm not a Sean Clifford fan. I think that the Green Bay Packers, they're going to be a decent team. Might win a few more games. A lot of folks give them credit for in the first year of the post-Aaron Rodgers era. But I think this is a game that the Patriots use to iron some wrinkles out here. I think, Bill Belichick, like I said, gives the Patriots a coaching edge 9 times out of 10, maybe even more whenever you see him coaching the preseason. So I'm going to go with the Patriots here plus the 2.5. I think they probably have a shot to win this one outright. So give me New England plus the points here.
Yep. I agree. Patriots, they didn't look good last week, but I really didn't expect them to. It was week 1 of the preseason, kind of a veteran group. I just didn't see the motivation. But a week now removed from that, as we start to ramp up for the regular season, I could see their play kind of taking a step forward this week. Bailey Zappi, he's both of our guy. We made some money betting Zappi last year in the regular season, and I think he'll play some more significant time today. I kind of like Malik Cunningham. I like what we saw from him last week out of Louisville. I just think the Patriots approached this game a little more seriously in week 2 than they did in week 1. Green Bay, who went kind of balls to the wall week 1, I think kind of takes a step back in week 2. I don't expect them to play their starters much like they did. I think like these two teams' preparation, it was just kind of backwards. Like the Packers kind of started taking it seriously at the beginning and are going to kind of wane out as the regular season begins, and the Patriots kind of ramped up, started slow and kind of ramping up for the regular season. So that's just my thinking on this. And I think I think the value here is on the Patriots as well. And I'm going to take a shot here on a 2.5 and probably straight up on the money line as well.
Yeah, I just don't think that the Patriots have that luxury of being able to sort of kick back and let things sort of slowly take effect. I mean, these are two teams that I think not many people are expecting much from this season, but the expectation in New England for the last 20 plus years has been, playoff football, Super Bowl or bust. Again, I understand that 90% of that was with Tom Brady, but you expect, you put your eggs in the basket of Mac Jones. You're high on Bailey Zappi. Now we're starting to see flashes of Malik Cunningham. So I think there's going to start to be some optimism here. The Green Bay Packers, yeah, they brought in Jordan Love as their guy, but I think that Green Bay fans probably expected a bit of a rebuild, at least in year 1 post Aaron Rodgers. So I think the expectations are higher. I think New England, for lack of a better term, just has to get their crap together. And I think this is a decent spot to do it.
New England is in a very, very tough division this year. Many got them slated to be the worst in their division, with the Jets taking a step forward with acquiring Aaron Rodgers. You got the Bills, who have been strong. Miami, looks really good. Where do you think the Patriots fall when it's all said and done this year?
Now, I'm a Patriots fan, so I'll preface it by saying that I do think they finish last in this division. I honestly do. I just think there's just so much improvement around them in the AFC East that that it's just unfortunately somebody has to finish last in a 14 division. I think it's New England, but I think I've said this on the morning show before when you and I were talking about, Jay. I think this is one of the divisions where every team, it's like the AL East, where every team has a winning record, and I think it may not be a double-digit win total, but I could see the Patriots finishing 9-8. I could see them, finishing above 500. I could also see, Buffalo, New York, and Miami all finishing with 10 plus wins. So, like I said, it's just unfortunate that somebody has to finish last, but I do think it's going to be New England.
I think this division is going to be kind of like the NFC East was last year. Every team was super competitive. It came down to the end, and 3 teams ended up getting in. So, even Washington, who was slated to be like the worst team in that division, was competitive in a lot of those games last year. So I'm not really selling my book on New England yet, although I suffered probably one of my worst beats on them last year in that Raiders game. We'll see, man. I don't think I bet them after that, so we'll see if I'll hop on them again early this season. We'll see.
I don't think that
was that before or after Zappy? That was after, right?
I can't remember. Honestly, I'm blanking right now. I can't remember.
It was late in the season, I think. It was
I think it was. But I think whenever you have Bill Belichick, a Bill Belichick coach team, you can never really write them off. And I mean, the Patriots haven't missed the playoffs in back-to-back seasons, I think, since prior to the Belichick era. I'm pretty sure. So, there's expectation to avoid that as well this season.
Fair enough. What you got for sale for the folks over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
Just today, so far, I just have my $19 pickoff play. We hit the 4th straight yesterday with the Braves on the run line. That was our pickoff play of the week. Hoping to go for 5 straight today. Have a couple extra plays. Might make another 3-pack. But for now, just that $19 play. But this is a great time to hop on long term, like everybody said. Preseason football here. college football starts next week, week 0. This is the time to hop on long term. You're going to maximize your value. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. I feel like I'm locked in for football this season. I'm ready and raring to go. And, ready to get definitely worth checking out. I hear the even when it's just you and me, I still somehow find a way to get the sound effects.
Oh man, only Mitch, man. Only Mitch, man. I appreciate you joining me today, Chris, man. And as always, we can catch you with plenty of videos on Pick Dog's YouTube channel, your home run props as you break down damn near every game on the card every day. And then, of course, the Pick Dogs morning show, Monday through Friday, me, you, and Mitch.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. I look forward to these weekend shows with you hosting. And yeah, the home run prop video probably going to be up closer to 1 o'clock. So I'll give everybody a bit of a bonus play here. Take Rafael Devers for a home run. Just if you're looking to get in some action on that Boston Red Sox game. In his career, 9 hits against Garrett Cole. 7 of them have gone for home runs. So we're looking at Rafael Devers there for a homer.
I don't give out a whole lot of home run props. I gave out one yesterday. I said Ohtani for a bomb. He gave me a grand slam. I might go back to him today. He's probably gonna get the Rays again. I'm just, I'm on my fade the Rays train right now. The Angels had everything going, and they still couldn't get it done. That was disgusting. That was just disgusting.
Yeah, the problem for me with the I don't do double headers on the home run prop video just because I don't want anybody to say, well, you said he'd hit a home run. He hit a home run in game 1, and I took him in game 2. So it's like, stay away from the double headers, but I could definitely see Ohtani in at least one of those games today against the other Rays with 3 double headers being moved into today.
Fair enough. Appreciate you, Chris, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good, Jay. Good luck.
You too. Ruffolo. Ruffalo could talk all day, man. Love talking with Ruffalo. Next up, man, king of YouTube, Mr. Ron the Don. What's up, Romanelli? What's up, my man?
How you doing, Jay? Good morning, good afternoon. How are we?
I'm doing good, my man. I would have been doing better had those Falcons, cashed in on all those opportunities they had yesterday.
That's preseason football for you. It was an ugly game. Yeah, I heard you mention at the beginning of the show, like it's like one of those games where you just feel like you're winning by like 20 points, and you check the score and they tied. It's like, what the hell happened there? But yeah, they had so many chances. Turnover on downs in the beginning of the game. It just looked like they controlled the tempo. But the Bengals found a way. Give them credit.
You got to give them credit, and like you said, that's preseason football for you. We got some real meaningful football right on the horizon. We got college football coming up within a week. We got NFL football right on the horizon. So it's about that time of year. You're finna be a very busy man.
You as well.
Yes, sir.
This is why we love it. This is why we love what we do. But it is, busy times, and all of a sudden you blink and it's March Madness. So this is the most exciting part of the season. The dog days of summer are almost over.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying it. Got to take one more deep breath before it all hits. And soon, man, we'll be back to cashing tickets all over the place. Right now, we're still in your wheelhouse, though. We're, right here in baseball. What you got free pick wise for the game?
Well, on the rundown, maybe I was feeling a little bit under the weather, but I went through some of the matchups and some starting pitchers that I rarely take, or rarely, I have a lot of criticisms with guys like Jake Irvin, Brandon Williamson, Sonny Gray. I backed them all for today's card, and I'm going to talk about Sonny Gray in this game. I've been really vocal about Sonny Gray's criticisms. At the beginning of the season, he was winning games for Minnesota, but after April, he was one of the least profitable pitchers in baseball. He was pitching well himself, but the Twins were losing a lot of his games, and a lot of that was because he didn't pitch deep into ball games. Look at his starts in the month of May: 5 innings, 5 1/3, 4, 5 innings. Not going deep into ball games. You're putting too much work on that Twins bullpen, which is a solid bullpen, but more towards the tail end with the closers. You don't want the relievers going 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th innings in these close games, and it's why the Twins were dropping a lot of those close one-run ball games. But now, as of late, Sonny Gray, his control's been a lot better. And you look at his last 5 starts: 6 innings, 7 innings, and then 2 more times against the Phillies and Tigers. He's striking out batters. He's keeping the ball on the ground. His control and his pitch count is, staying down. and he's been able to give the Twins, a lot of quality starts as of late. I like him in this matchup. Mitch Keller, he has struggled mightily on the road this season and overall in the second half of this year. He's got an ERA at 5 this season away from PNC Park in 75 and 2/3 innings. Decent strikeout numbers, but a lot of home runs given up, a pretty sharp, pretty high opponent's batting average. So this is a very good Twins lineup against righties this season. I think they'll be able to get to Mitch Keller. I think Sonny Gray provides the Twins another quality start here. I like the Twins to win this game and cover the run line in the end.
Fair enough.
You sound disappointed.
I am, because I've been on my fade the Twins run lately,
right.
but they're hot. I'll give them some credit. They're hot right now. They're playing some pretty good baseball, and as much as I want to fade the Twins, I think today's a spot where you take them. Mitch Keller, he's not one of my guys. The Pirates not really playing well right now. They've lost 4 or 5, and quite honestly, I thought they should have been competitive. I like the Pirates against the Mets. They didn't really show up offensively.
Yeah.
They're kind of struggling. And offensively, they didn't show up yesterday. So I definitely understand the Twins. This is my thing. This is my thoughts on the Twins. So now they've won 4 or 5, and they're 5 games above 500. I think they're a 50-50 team. So I think probably next week they got a 4 or 5 game losing streak coming.
Well, let's see, who did they play? Oh, wait a sec. I know why you're saying that. Yeah, who's on the horizon. A 4-game set against the Rangers, and then they play Cleveland, and then they play 3 more against the Rangers. I hear you.
Sweet. Do you hear me? I didn't even know that.
4-game sweep.
Look, they got the Brew Crew coming up in Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee, and that's it. Hey, yep. You just talked me onto it, Ron. It happens that fast. You see, it happens that fast.
Oh, no.
I'm finna be on my fade the Twin stuff until we get out of August, pretty much.
Oh, gosh. We'll see. It's tough to go against these Rangers this year, but 4-game set at Target Field. I don't know if they'll get the sweep.
Yeah, I know. We'll see.
Oh, wait, but Dallas Keuchel's facing Max Scherzer. That's one of the projected matchups. Woohoo! Load up on that one. Laid 6.5 runs. I can't wait for that game. It's like Christmas morning, but probably not going to get a good price. Who knows if Dallas Keuchel will even be in the major leagues by then. But anyway, I know you guys are giving out a lot of bonus plays today, and you were talking with Ruffolo about the New England Patriots, and what better time to talk about his team when he's not here? We could talk behind his back, but I'm looking at the schedule for New England. I don't know where the odds makers are coming up with 7.5 wins for this team. I mean, to me, I look at the schedule. There's only a couple games where I would feel comfortable with the Patriots being favored in the game, let alone just actually getting the job done and winning it. I mean, you play in the AFC East, you have to play the Bills twice, Dolphins twice. You always have issues with Miami, even if you're a good team. And the Jets are improved. I'm not as high on the Jets as a lot of people are, but I still think it's going to be a difficult spot to go into, New Jersey, I guess, or New York and play the Jets. You play at Dallas. You start the season with the Eagles. I mean, you have a lot of tough matchups against teams that were either in the playoffs or in the playoff hunt last year. I just don't know where 7.5 wins comes from. I guess it's because of the legacy of Belichick and this franchise, but I think it's going to be a rough season for New England. This offensive line is one of the worst in football going into the year. We saw that against Houston in the preseason game. You don't want to overreact to preseason, but they could not move the ball at all, and Bailey Zappi did not look good. Malik Cunningham looked good, but he's not going to be able to play, at least in the first half of this season as a starter. You're going to go with Zappi and Mac Jones. So, to me, I take the under all day long with the Patriots 7.5 wins.
That's not a bad take. Like I said, their division has gotten much improved, and as I just scrolled through their schedule as well, they could very well start off like 1-5,
0-4. Yeah. I mean,
not
easy. It's a pretty breezy 0-6, I think, or 0-7. I mean, it's Philadelphia. Then it's home against the Dolphins. It's never an easy spot. Then you go to the Jets. Then you go to Dallas. To me, that's 0-4. Then you're playing a Saints team that has looked decent so far. I like the quarterback battle they got going. You go at Oakland or at Las Vegas. Not an easy spot on the road. You play the Bills at Miami. I mean, Washington would be the first game I would say you're comfortable.
McDaniels is going to want that game more than any game ever.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, then you play home against the Commanders and Colts, which would be the 2 games I'd say you should be favored in. But even still, we'll have to see what happens by that point of the season. Then you go against the Giants. I think you're a dog there. The Chargers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, at Denver, at Buffalo, and then home against New York. That's a pretty brutal schedule down the stretch and to start this season. So to me, if you win 8 games, you're in the playoff conversation in the NFL, and I don't think that's going to be the case for New England. I think they go well under 7.5. If there's an alternate total, I'd take under 5.5 or 4.5. I think it's going to be a rough season for them.
Man, Ron, you really just cooked that up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you. When I look at their schedule, I can only pencil in maybe 3 wins. Like just
And maybe they're not even locks.
yeah.
There's no gimmies in the NFL. But 7.5, they're going to have to really turn some heads and change some things. Belichick, it would be the most impressive season he's had, in my opinion. It would be the most impressive season he's had if he can put together a winning season this year.
Fair enough, man. You heard the words from Ron the Don. Talking some NFL football, man. What you got for sale for the folks over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
Yeah, I've got my NFL preseason play of the night, and I've got my MLB play of the night and rundown best bet as well. Coming off a 3-1 Friday night, looking to crush the books this weekend also.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you joining me today, Ron. We continue to check you out every day on your rundown as you kill the bookies and put us on all the information we need to know for the day. And hopefully I see you tomorrow as well.
All righty, Jay. Good luck, everybody.
See you tomorrow. Ron the Don joining me, man. He really just dropped some fire with that Patriots. I didn't really look at the schedule until like right now, and it is tough. I don't really see more than 3 wins there. Like when you just break down the schedule, it's kind of tough. Next up. Finna bring in Mr. Dime Club, Mr. Eric Pathy, the cycler. What's up, my man? You're muted. I can't hear you.
How do you unmute? How do we do
There
this?
you are. I can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Okay. You guys were talking about preseason yesterday. We had one play with the Giants on preseason. I was hearing everybody talk about the big lead blown. That's just the nature of any sports betting. That's why people always ask me, do you watch the games? I don't, because I used to do a TV show back in the late 90s. You know what this show was called? The Final Score, because that's all that matters. That's it.
Fair.
Nothing else matters. People say, did you see this? Did you see that? Nope. The final score. I can go back and watch how it happened is not going to really help me long term. But when you look at yesterday's Dime Club, we went 3-1 yesterday. Again, as I explained to people, if the same thing I said to you last week, currently right now, underdogs are 3-0 in preseason this week before we get into my baseball complimentary selection. Currently right now, underdogs are 12-7 since the beginning of preseason, up 5 games. You are
Put me on
currently
that last week. Yep.
you are currently 8 wins on the outright money line. 2 teams have covered. Philadelphia +5 and not 1, and Carolina yesterday +3 and not 1. And now we have, in like soccer, 2 ties. So we're 8-2-2 in NFL preseason. We should have that draw bet on NFL preseason just because the game can end in a tie.
Yeah, true.
So, I don't handicap. Obviously, everybody asks me, what do you do? How you do? I start seeing these comments on the YouTube videos. I'm 2-0 in the last 2 free selections. Yesterday, I had Miami, which was also a Dime Club release at
The
the
Money
Dodgers.
Marlins? Yeah, the Money
Yeah,
Marlins.
it's very hard to win 10 games in a row. The Dodgers won 11. That got snapped. A lot of people don't understand in professional betting circles, there's auto bet strategies. It has nothing to do at all with, like we talk about, traditional handicapping. I will tell you, from an underdog point of view, because that's mainly what I concentrate on in football, is betting underdogs on the outright. If you got, again, I'm not releasing this, is not a Dime Club play, but you're in Dallas. I got to tell you, if I was going to play 2 preseason games today blindly, it would be Arizona on the money line and Dallas on the money line.
I love
No
them both.
team
I love them
should
both.
be laying 7 in preseason.
I love them both.
A dollar parlay pays 900 on the money line between Arizona and Dallas, depending upon the odds you get at your book. So, if you want to play a lottery ticket, these games don't mean anything, Jay. They mean nothing.
Yep.
If you're going to ever have a chance of a 7-point dog winning outright easily, it's going to be in preseason when nobody cares.
Correct. I agree with that statement 1,000%.
Now, Wayne gave out the complimentary selection. He liked the run line on the Orioles. He knew that I already had I mean, the run line on the Orioles. I am here in Baltimore. My son is off the camera. He can hear me right now. Look, guys, I got to go with the A's plus the 145. Actually, last night you saw on the internal chat we had, Jay, I gave it out last night. It was plus 185. You have the screenshot. You saw it in our private chat. So it's gone down 40 cents from last night to this morning. When you look at this matchup, the reason why is simple. Yes, my Baltimore Orioles are the most profitable team in all of baseball. I get that. But if you want me to give you some handicapping knowledge, Cole Irvine is 1-3 in 4 starts this season, while Ken, whatever his name is 2-7. They're both under 500 pitchers, but in terms of experience, the other guys got 9 starts versus 4 starts. I don't feel that the Baltimore Orioles are ever a value laying over 50 cents. You guys know about my 50-cent rule. So just on an auto bet situation, I'm going to fade my Orioles from a value play point of view. I'm going to take the Oakland Athletics plus the 45 cents. We're going to grab that, take the 2-7 pitcher against the 1-3 pitcher. And remember, neither one of these pitchers are going to be in the end of the game anyway. And again, I know you always ask everybody, Jay, what do you got going on at Pick Dogs Premium? You know the answer is I have nothing. If you guys want to call or you want to send me a text message to 775-636-7676, you can deal with me directly one-on-one. Regarding the Baltimore Ravens, who are now currently 24-0 in the last 24, I'm going to be watching that game with Mitch on Monday, as we're going to call it a Mitch Monday. I'll be flying down in the morning, and if he wants to watch the Ravens game, hey, we can watch the Ravens game. Baltimore is coming to Mitch.
That should be a lot of fun, man. I better get a picture, some content, something between the two of you when y'all link up. But I appreciate you joining me today, Eric. A lot going on, man. It's that time of year. It's about to start heating up.
That's it, man. Just play every money line in preseason and cash it.
Yes, sir. That's Eric, man. Underdogs for Eric Pathy, man. I appreciate you joining me, man. I'll see you next time.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Eric joining me, man. I got one more guest for y'all, man, before I let y'all go. It's Money Man Mitch. What's up, Mitch?
Nothing much, Jay. Just scrambling back here, doing some directing of the show, and I had to change out the whole system because last Saturday we saw that like this computer can't handle this and this, so we love doing the show, so whatever it costs, whatever it takes. But usually the transition period sometimes not so smooth. So, man, our cappers are just pros, man. You guys don't even see what's going on behind the scenes. But on your end, hopefully it looked pretty clean. On our end, probably looked not as clean. But I think the guys just absolutely nailed it all day long. And that's just who we got at Pick Dogs. It's like, when the going gets tough, that's when our guys show up. It's like we don't run for cover. We don't cancel the show. We don't like try and dumb it down. We almost dumbed it down a little bit, but then we were like, let's just try it one more time, man. And it's like, I think it was all right. I went to school for broadcasting. It's probably the last time I've directed since the last few weeks. But I actually enjoy it. I always liked directing. I was always a writer, but I like directing too.
Yep. It looked good. It looked good to me. Been a hell of a show. Appreciate you back there. And now we got you doing your other job, man, actually picking games. We got a hell of a card today, man. Baseball, NFL preseason. It's almost that time of year. It's in the air.
This is the biggest card we've had since March.
Yeah, I believe
it is the biggest card we've had since not even like the NCAA tournament. This is bigger than the first round of the NCAA tournament cards, even including the NBA. This is like conference tournament week type. It's not as big as those, but it's the biggest card we've had, especially with the 3 doubleheaders today. The unscheduled doubleheader is the best kind. So, I was on the other end of that Angels-Rays game last night, and man, it's triple play, a grand slam, you escape those things and you still manage to win. Maybe you start to say, maybe throw out July for the Rays and say maybe this team actually, all those other months that they've been hammering it pretty good. And man,
Yeah.
did you realize they had two guys on the Rays team? Because they were talking about the rookie for the Angels, the first baseman who was outstanding in last night's game. And it's like, man, what a future this guy's got. Nice to see the Angels have someone that's not like free agent or something they're trying to bring.
Right. Somebody actually in their system.
Yeah, it's just awesome. But then he said on the other side, the Rays, two of their rookies that were playing in the game, the first pitch they ever saw of Major League action, they both got hits. They said it's like one of the rarest things ever, and the Rays have two of those guys that did it this year. But, I think all these doubleheaders today are certainly some games to watch, and we're going to be looking at the bullpen depth because heading into this weekend, none of these teams knew they were playing doubleheaders. So, we saw, some different things. Like we talked about Erasmo yesterday on the show, and it was kind of like the thing that we all said about him is like, here's a guy that if he can get through the first inning clean, they'll leave him out there long enough that he eventually gives up a big number. And as soon as base is loaded, Ohtani's up, it was like, I knew I was done. I knew it was a grand slam. I feel fortunate to get the win in that one. Had it all the way.
Yeah, I had the Angels in that one. I did. I felt good when Ohtani hit that bomb. And then here come the Rays, man. Maybe it was a bad take. Maybe the Rays get in and maybe they go deep. We'll see. But
definitely there was some good games last night and a great schedule of games today. So you guys should, all our handicappers are locked and loaded. I know I have more picks today than I've had since that first week of March. So
I got a ton too.
I haven't been giving out any NFL preseason at all, but today it's kind of like my all-in day on preseason. This is probably my whole NFL preseason is going to be today. And, I've got a ton of baseball, too, with all these games. I love this card.
Yep. Me and you both. You got a free pick for the game?
Absolutely. I'm going to go to the NFL. I love talking about guys that I trash talk them. Everybody knows it. Somebody left in the comments yesterday when we talked about this guy on the show. They said, oh, yeah, you try and do what he does. Well, here's the difference. Let me explain to you the difference, okay? The difference is this guy's a first-round NFL draft choice that's paid millions of dollars to do this and has trained his whole life. I'm some old short guy that sits here and gives out picks on YouTube, okay? That's the difference, okay? So when I get picks wrong, I have to come back and own that, right? And you guys let me hear about it, right? And it's like, and I say to you guys, well, I don't say it. I offer it up to you guys. You try it sometime. You try showing up. Jay went 3-0 one day this week. He went 0-3 the next day or something. It's like way easier to show up on the 3-0 than the 0-3. But that's the difference between us and the other side. We don't have handicappers that take a pass. The capper's flu, they call it. It's like, oh, I had a bad, they're having a bad run. They get the capper's flu. They don't show up. But we don't have that here at Pick Dogs. But anyways, Anthony Richardson is probably going to be the worst NFL first-round draft choice in the history of the NFL draft. There's been a lot of bad quarterbacks out of the state of Florida in recent drafts. Most of them have come from Florida State. But we've seen some real crap come out of the University of Florida as well. Who could forget Danny Wuerffel and Rex Grossman? Well, now we've got Anthony Richardson to kick around, and this guy, Grossman we knew was terrible in college. Wuerffel won a Heisman Trophy. This guy has never done anything of any kind of substance whatsoever. Now, here's the argument, right? Here's the argument for Richardson. He's got a ton of untapped talent, right, Jay? Have we heard this? He's got a ton of untapped talent. Name 5 players in the NFL that don't have a ton of talent. In order to make it in the NFL, how many guys, walk down your neighborhood and ask any kid that's 15 years old or younger or 15 to 20. Ask any kid 18 years old or younger. Ask them if they would like to play in the NFL someday. Ask them. This is how competitive it is to get into the NFL. There are no scrubs. We call some guys scrubs. They're not as good as some of the other players. Maybe their skill set isn't as good or whatever. But it's like there's no lousy athletes in the NFL. There's none. None. I don't understand how this untapped potential as an athlete makes you a first-round draft choice as a quarterback when you've shown nothing but poor decision-making all the way. Now you're up against a ball hawking defense in the Chicago Bears. I expect Richardson's going to see some time in this game, which means it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly in a hurry. And this Bears defense, known for ball hawking, known for defensive scores, known for all of those things. I'm going to be fading the Colts a lot this season. I'm practicing. It's preseason for me, too. I'm going to practice fading the Colts. I'm going to take the Bears.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mitch Fade and Anthony Richardson. Well, your other guy looks like he's going to be in some action today, too, but he's against your other nemesis. I can't let you go without asking you about this game. The 49ers and the Broncos. They got the Broncos favored by 4 in that one, but it's looking like majority of the second half is going to be Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But the thing is, I think the 49ers defense is actually probably got some good depth to it. And the way the Broncos offense has just looked, not just in preseason, but last year too. I mean, this is a mess. And I don't care. Sean Payton, you can come in all you want. And we respect you. You've got a ring. You look at, we're in the 50s, right? It's Super Bowls at this point. Still, only a handful of coaches really have rings. There's a lot of guys that have several. So really, only a handful, like Don Shula's got 3, and, Belichick's got a fistful, and Chuck Noll's got 4, and Tom Landry's got ring, right? Jimmy Johnson's got more than 1. You look at how many guys have more than 1. So only a few guys have rings. Sean Payton's one of those guys. But he did it with his players. He didn't do it his first year there, And it's going to be a growing process here in Denver. Don't kid yourself. They're going to maybe be better than they were last year, but last year, Jay, I think, rode him. He rode him all the way to, whatever, man. It's like he said he was anti-Denver from day one, from the day they signed Russell Wilson. He rode anti-Denver all the way, and it's just, I think I'm as much as I don't like Trey Lance, I'm gonna have to think the other 21 players are still better than whatever Denver puts out there. So I'm gonna have to go with the Niners in that one.
Mitch, rare time, looks like he'll be cheering for some Trey Lance.
Lance, baby. Trey Lance. What do you like today, Jay?
I'll give out a free pick. I'm gonna go with the Jets. How about that? I'll go with the Jets over the Bucks. Todd Bowles, he just doesn't take the preseason all that seriously. He never has, and I don't think he starts today. I'm not a huge Baker Mayfield guy, and I don't think Kyle Trask is going to do much of anything here in this preseason game. The Jets are now a week ahead of the Bucks as they played in the Hall of Fame game. The Jets also are on Hard Knocks in New York. So I know that doesn't mean a ton, but it kind of does. And the reason I think that is these guys don't want to look bad on national television. They don't. This is a chance for their family to see them play at a high level. And if you can do something to make a television show like Hard Knocks, I think you take advantage of that. We saw them do that last week as they beat up on Carolina. I would not be surprised if they did the same here in this game. I'm not a huge Zach Wilson guy either, but I do think he's the best quarterback in this game, and I think he should look fairly decent against the 2s and 3s of Tampa. So I would lay the points with the Jets in this one.
I wonder if they use that to try and sell tickets. Zach Wilson's going to be the best quarterback in this game. It's like, oh, man, it's going to be a bad day at the office. This is going to be rough. It's like, whew. Those $17 chicken nuggets are going to go down a little rough tonight. So I don't know, man. I know the Bucks, they just lay down in preseason. So I'm with you. The Bucks are going to be terrible this season.
There's
going to be some really bad teams this year, and there's going to be some really good teams. I think this year will be one of those years that we really see a bottom and a top in the NFL. And I think it will be still competitive for the playoff spots, but I think we're going to see some real bad games this year.
Fair enough. What you got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium today?
I got my $15 big play. I've got an early MLB 3-pack. I'll probably add some more packages because I have tons of picks, and I got an NFL preseason 3-pack as well. So this is the most I've had for sale in a long time. If you buy my longer term, you really get a lot of picks today. So if you're into getting a lot of picks, my 3-day is probably, the way to go. Or if you want to go longer. It's cheaper. The more you buy, the less it is. And, the 2-for-1s and all that other stuff. I don't, you guys know it's all on the site. We've got some new features at the site. It's just not clear enough the way it's displayed, but now the 2-for-1, you can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, everybody. You can keep going on that at those reduced prices. So, check that out if that's your thing. If not, I don't even have my football packages up, but I will. But I still think my yearly package is a better deal than my football package, for sure.
Yep. Hop on with Money Man Mitch. And I'm in the same boat.
What are you selling?
I'm in the same boat. I got a lot going on today. And I probably will here as we start to heat up now moving forward. We got a lot of football today, so I got a few football plays. I need to put them in a 3-pack here in a second. I have 3 baseball plays, I believe, top plays in both. So a lot going on for me today as well, man. You can hop on. Same thing like Mitch said. The best thing is probably hop on a 3-day. You get every single play I'm going to release over this weekend. It's the best value. So do that, man, and let's continue making some money here at Pig Dogs. It's as you heard me say all show, man. It's about that time of year. We're starting to ramp it up here. I'm excited, man. Football is on the horizon, and a lot of money to be made. So I appreciate everybody in the comments joining us today. Smash that like button for us. We'll be back tomorrow as I bring in the whole crew, hopefully to give out another slew and a ton of winners. And that's it for the show. Mitch, anything before I let you go?
No, that's about it. Thanks everyone. And our weekday morning show, it's funny because Jay's like, I got picks. I got picks. One thing about Chris, Jay, and myself is that none of us are those I can't do more than 3 picks a day guys. Like those guys where like there could be 6 games on the schedule. It's like I only do 3 picks a day. And there could be 500 games on the schedule. It's like I only do 3 picks a day. We're like, whatever fits the system. That's what it is. Some days it's 1, some days it's 501, but it's whatever it goes. And I think to me that just shows, that we actually have a system. If you don't have a system, then you're just trying to force 3 picks out there, 1 pick or whatever, these other guys do. But anyways, it's up to them. This is how I do it. This is how Jay does it. Thanks, Jay, for hosting as always. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We crossed 138 today. That's a big number, but we're looking for much bigger numbers than that. And that's about it. Jay, take us out.
That's about it, man. Let's make some money today on a Saturday. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. We're out of here. Peace.